Good morning, friends. It has happened. I've officially been indoctrinated. I am going to be trying to make sourdough. I told myself that I wouldn't be doing this because everybody and their grandma was doing it, and I was like, I don't want to. But Joe and I are recently on our health journey. Love bread, and if I could have bread just a teeny bit healthier, why not? And I think it would be a fun experiment, a fun craft, something new that I can hone in on because I love my self project. So I found myself a little recipe for a sourdough starter. Also, if you hear my washer in the background, ignore that. It's very loud. Can't do anything about it. So I found myself a little recipe and we're going to try to attempt to make sourdough starter. In this video, it'll probably just be the beginnings of me putting everything in there, and you're gonna have to come back and watch my other videos to find out if it actually works or not. So let's get started. The first thing that this recipe says I need to do is sanitize like a mason jar. So I need to get myself a mason jar. Let me quick look for that. Here's my mason jar, and I'm going to boil it in a pot of water for 3 minutes just to make sure it's completely sanitized. I don't know how important that is, but we're doing this correctly. And that's what this person says to do. So I'm gonna sanitize this and then we'll move on. Apparently there was something in my burner. Wow, it's like really smoky. All right, let's plop this in. Just like that, my baby already needs me. It's so good to be needed, isn't it? If you've ever watched Anne of Avonlea, if you don't know that line, I fear we couldn't be friends. Something that would be good to know about me is I identify very, very strongly with Anne Shirley from the Anne of Green Gables movies. I have not actually read the full book series, so I don't want to be that person out there who talks about things that I don't fully know about. But if you've ever watched Meghan Follows in the Anne of Green Gables and the Anne of Avonlea movies, that is pretty much, she resonated so deeply with me. She was orphaned, which I had a spin on that in my life. And just her whole story of being adopted, you know, always feeling a little bit out of place, making a ton of mistakes growing up, but being so loved, like having older parents, her love and loss and everything. I just feel all of that. And so I've always connected so deeply with her. And she is one of my absolute favorite fictional characters. She feels like a friend. And I actually, fun fact, walked down the aisle to the theme song from those movies, Anne's theme. Definitely go check it out. It is a beautiful, beautiful instrumental piano song, and that is your little side story of the day. Let's get to making the sourdough starter. Our water has a lot of chlorine in it, and I don't have any room temperature water that is filtered because our water filter is in our fridge. So I'm going to be using distilled water for the starter because we don't want chlorine and chemicals. I guess that can mess it up. So here's what we're doing. We got our jar, and the recipe calls for about 75 grams of flour and 75 grams of water. Now, I don't have a kitchen scale, so we are going to be doing it by roughly what it would be in cups. So it would roughly be half a cup and roughly be half a cup. I have heard from people that as long as you know what the consistency is supposed to be, you can get away with not being super specific with your measurements. So I'm hoping that this works. Wow, we're working so much harder and not smarter. Like, I'm so aware of that right now. But if you've watched any of my other cooking content, I am so incredibly type B, it's just not even funny. So sourdough might not be the thing for me, honestly, if I'm so type B. It's kind of like thick and runny, but a tad runny still. Like, I'm pretty sure that's that's pretty darn what we want. So now it says to cover the top with like a paper towel. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark where it's at in the jar so that I can take note of when it doubles in size. Okay, and it says you want to put it somewhere between like 75 and 80 degrees. So I think I'm just gonna set it on the windowsill by the fire because the rest of our house is not that warm. The only place that it might get even remotely that warm would be near our fireplace. So I'm gonna put it near our fireplace. All right, I will check back in tomorrow to see the progress, and I will keep you guys updated, and I have no idea if that's gonna work or not, but crossing our fingers. We are on an adventure. Thanks so much for that, the windshield wipers. It's finally home. He made it back safe and sound, unscathed. Oh, so you're gonna pass someone now that I'm vlogging and make me feel awkward? Real slow. No. Anyways, we're headed out to a place called Once Upon a Child. I think I've heard other influencers talk about it online. Well, one other influencer. So I kind of have a feeling it might be a chain. So check if there's one near you if you're interested. But George has outgrown pretty much all of his sleepers. I think he only has like one or two that is not tight on his body because he's huge. So we're just going for some sleepers. He doesn't really need any other clothes, but we'll see what we find. And then I have a little bit of a surprise to surprise Joe and George with somewhere fun. So we're gonna go there after, and that'll be really fun. So we'll take you guys with us. Yeah, let's have a good day. Okay, I've already collected a good amount of sleepers. Now I'm trying to think ahead a little bit to summertime. Short sleeves, shorts, things of that nature. We do live in New York, so it never gets like that hot, but we'll see. Something I appreciate is how well everything is labeled here. If you can see, if it will focus. You can really see where everything is, and that's super nice. Okay, we stopped in at Plato's Closet just to look around. We didn't buy anything. And I think I already said this, but I got a few good sleepers for George. Now we are going to go to Chick-fil-A for lunch, which is a special treat. What did you do? Oh my gosh! You cleaning the windshield? Oh. And George will like it.
Now you're okay. About to jump out on us.
We're looking at all these boats as if we can afford them when we're gonna buy them. They're so pretty. I wanted to quickly show you guys the couple of things that I got at the Once Upon a Child. So these are all 18 months sleepers, I believe. Okay, I got 4 18-month sleepers and 1 24-month sleeper just to be a little bit ahead. So I got this one, this one. This is so cute with the sharks. Those are the 18 months, and then this one is 24 months. Very nice. And then I got one fun thing. He's been obviously wearing a lot of layers and a lot of sweaters, and so I got him this little jacket, which is darling, and he will definitely be wearing this a lot. So that's our haul. That was our fun little 6-month birthday celebration for George. He loved that store. We were there for like 2 hours. He loved looking at the fish, and he's just overall a fun kid, and he is really easy to hang out with. So yeah, that's it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.